All day breakfast,
Hey,
baby.
what's going on? Welcome to the podcast, everybody. Oh, as I shake around, probably should have moved right
Oh
before
boy.
recording. All right, here we are. We're good.
Comfortable,
Welcome,
Alex?
everybody. I am comfy. How are you?
I'm great. I'm
You
tired.
ready for breakfast?
Ready
You're
for
tired?
breakfast. Yeah. Yeah. We were gonna podcast last night, but we met
We
up for
got
a
into some
beer. Yeah. We met up for a beer.
yeah, and then more people that I knew showed up, and things got out of hand.
Yeah, from a safe distance.
Yeah, from a
Yes.
safe distance, things
So we
got
didn't
really
podcast
out of
last
hand.
night, but here we are today.
Yeah, I could honestly use a nice greasy breakfast right now. Oh, that's the best hungover. Going to like Denny's.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, even post drink, just get out and bust out a big old breakfast.
Just a 4 a.m. Denny's and moons over my hammy.
Yeah, because they have their best cooks on at that time.
Doesn't matter. You're so drunk. Who
The
cares?
coveted 4
But
a.m. shift.
I love that they serve beer there. I remember, I don't know like how it is these days, but I'm sure it's still the same. I remember when I was like in high school, like end of high school when I was 18, we used to go to Denny's after we'd party all the time and they'd like serve beer, but there's like a certain time where you're not allowed to like have a liquor license. It's between like 5 and 11 a.m. or something like that. So like you could order beer like up until 5 a.m. Then you'd get cut off at Denny's, but they're open 24 hours.
Cut off at Denny's. Ouch.
Yeah, pretty
Not a
funny.
good look.
Also,
Not a good look.
pretty expensive beer.
Yeah. Well.
Do you have a go-to hangover food? What's your meal? What do
Oh
you do?
man, I I need to just not eat sometimes, but but like a burger and fries or something. Like I used to get like Five
Yeah.
Guys quite a bit as like a
Nice.
hangover food, just to get something in you.
Man, Red Robin, when I worked at Red Robin, it was the absolute best. Just eating a fucking this burger they called the Royal Red Robin burger. It was just a bacon cheeseburger, but they had a fried egg on top of it. And it was
Oh
just like the
man.
greasiest. Oh, so
Yeah.
good. Just or like a mushroom burger with like a garlic aioli in it. Holy.
Egg on burgers is funny because like the first time I saw it, I was like, what? Why an egg on a burger? Then I tried it and I was like, Jesus Christ. Same with peanut butter. I was like, peanut butter on a burger. Then I tried it and I was like,
Yeah.
life is different now.
Yeah, man, those like PB&J burgers are actually pretty good. I know there was one at First Round that I had and one at Hudson's that I had. They were both really good.
Next Act has like a sick one. That's where I had it for the first time and was like,
Nice.
whoa.
That's great. Yo, have you ever had the Hawaiian street food? Or I don't know if it's street food, but Hawaiian food, Loco Moco?
No.
Bro, it's the best. I had it at one of David Husserl's restaurants at when he was still the executive chef at Wood Buffalo
Mm-hmm.
in Fort Mac there. Shout out Wood Buffalo Brewing Co. They did some comedy shows and stuff. They're good
Nice.
people. I like their beers. They have like a vanilla blueberry beer that's really good.
Oh, I've tried that one. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, the Loco Moco is like it's a beef patty, like a hamburger beef patty, and
Yeah.
a fried egg with brown gravy and rice, just all mashed up in a bowl.
Damn, that sounds amazing.
It's so good. And like Who's always garnishes it with like green onions or whatever, but
Yeah. Damn.
it's unreal. It's so easy to make. You just like at home, you just get some ground beef, put it in a ball, throw it in the frying pan, and then just crack an egg, get some rice. Done.
Yeah, that's pretty simple.
Yeah. It's exactly what it sounded like. All these
That's exactly what it sounds.
straight out. There's no like you have to make a creme anglaise or whatever. You could just be a dummy and go buy all the package, like get a packet of Uncle Ben's, a packet of like Clubhouse brown gravy,
and fucking steal an egg.
Yeah, steal one egg and then get like a package of frozen beef patties. There you go.
And make yourself Hawaiian street food. That's
Loco
not bad,
Moco.
man.
Yeah, and there's another one, I guess, because who's his first restaurant was in Hawaii. He was a cool dude. We should have him on sometime. He was an interesting podcast guest every time we had him on.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, he had a restaurant in Hawaii. So then when he opened the writer's room here in the
Mhm.
south side, there's another like Hawaiian food that I forget they were called, but it was like spam sushi rolls. It was like a giant sushi roll, and it was like
Wow,
just rice and spam wrapped in seaweed, just fried spam.
man. Spam has a bad reputation. I don't think I've even tried spam, and I'm grossed out by it. But just because like
Yeah,
everyone's always like, it's disgusting.
I think this was the only place that I ever had it, and it was delicious. I had it all the time. I would order so
Huh.
many of them. Yeah, dude, it was good.
Spam.
And yeah, apparently spam's like a big Hawaiian thing. You ever watch 50 First Dates? I love that movie.
A long time ago, yeah, but
And
like,
he always called them spam and eggs when
s-
he would show up. Make them spam and eggs in like peanut butter cups.
huh? I'm looking up
Dude, that
spam.
movie
Like,
was
it
so
looks
funny.
gross, man. It looks,
Yeah, it's nasty. It's like wet processed ham. Like, why is it
yeah,
wet? I hate that everything that comes in a can is wet. It's
it's
like, can you not
wet.
put dry stuff in cans?
Yeah,
Are you are you not allowed to put dry things in
no,
cans? What's going on?
no,
Like, why does that
impossible.
corn always have that water with it? Like, ugh,
Yeah,
just put the corn in there.
yeah. Or like you pop some beans into the strainer, and you're like, what's all this brown like
Yeah, yeah. Like, why is
water?
it brown? These are green beans. This
Yeah,
is so nasty.
what's going on here? And
Did they
like,
add dirt?
well, and another like funny one is like, I only in the last like year or so realized that you're supposed to wash your rice before you use it. And like, yeah, dude. And if you put a cup of rice in a bowl and put some water in it and like shake it around, the water turns white. Like,
Yeah, yeah. It gets all like misty, like
it's
you
all the
just
like
poured it out of
it's
an
like
old tap.
starch and all this other stuff. But yeah, it's you're supposed to wash your rice, and as you're doing it, you're like, why is it turning the water white over
What
and
is
over
this?
again?
It's just more rice dust from the other rice.
Rice dust, man. I'm not trying to eat rice dust with my
Doesn't it come out when
burger
you boil
patty.
the rice? I guess. I don't know. I guess yeah, it would like get
Yeah,
absorbed. I
well,
don't know how it
and
works.
the rice is so much better when you do it that way. It's
Really?
crazy. Yeah,
That's
it's
hilarious. I
bizarre.
just get the Uncle Ben's Express. I love when those are on sale and you can
Oh
just buy
yeah,
them for the same price as
I
regular
used to
rice.
go heavy on those.
They're so expensive though, bro. It's like $3 for a serving of rice. Like, get fucked.
I know, and rice is super cheap.
Man, I wish I was a good cook.
Spam got popular during World War II, and people are still eating it.
Ew.
You
I
know,
don't.
like it's still
Man,
popular.
wartime food sounds horrible. My mom used to always tell me that my granddad, like, so I don't know, he's 90 right now. So what year was he born in? What's 100 years ago minus 10? Like 1911? Yeah, he was born in like 1910. So yeah, he was like
Yeah. Oh man.
in through that Second World War bullshit.
Yeah.
And so he like would always save the fat from like bacon and then use it as like butter later.
Oh man.
Like when he would cook a pan of bacon, instead of like straining it and like
Yeah.
chucking it out, he would like strain it and then just like put that in the fridge. And then instead of buying butter, he'd like use it to like put in the
Oh
pan
man.
or like spread it on toast and stuff. Like,
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. I don't I don't think I
because
could do
dairy
it.
products were expensive during the war, apparently. That's
Yeah.
what I was told. They're like,
Well,
oh,
my
dairy got
grand
expensive.
yeah, my mom's mom when she was alive was always like hiding food everywhere around the house because like they like grew up in like ration, went through like ration times where it's like, oh, we got to keep this fucking
Like, well, you better hide that in the bathroom cupboard.
yeah, just in case.
Hey, we got 2 boxes of croutons. We don't want the SS coming through and taking one of them. Put this in the attic.
Yeah, put it in the attic.
Yeah, dude, old people are crazy with food. I don't know. I think about that. Well, I don't know. I kind of think about that a lot. Like when I watch like nature shows and stuff, like humans are
Mhm.
really the only ones that can just like go get food. Like we know where the food is and like we know how to get it and when to get it. Everything
Yeah,
else's whole life is just searching for food from the second its mom leaves until the minute it
yeah,
dies.
that's true. Yeah, it's just like elephants going from going like across the desert looking for food.
Yeah, like every animal is just trying to eat and fuck, and that's it. Like, and we
And
kind of figured out how to do that, like on the regular, so we can like figure other shit out.
the trade-off is we all have to have jobs.
Yeah, we all have to go to fucking work every day now.
I don't know. That doesn't seem like that good of a trade-off.
Some asshole in Mesopotamia started farming. Now I gotta
Yeah,
fucking
god
work.
damn it. Man, I was thinking about this today. I can't believe you don't even remember $2 bills.
Yeah, bro, that's so funny. We had to Google that yesterday because we are like, when did it come in? Because like, yeah, I was 4 years old when $2 bills like got taken out of circulation. So
Yeah.
like, I hadn't lost any baby teeth. Like, I hadn't seen money. Why would I be have money? I'm four.
Yeah, man. And I was only getting into the money game. I only starting to stack paper, and then they took the paper away and made it a coin.
Yeah, what did you have like a paper route? Did you run
No,
flyers or something?
no, I never did any of that. I was just
No, how'd you get your first paper, your first coin?
allowance.
Oh, nice.
I think my
Right
first
on.
my first job was working at Joey's Only Seafood as like a
Nice.
dishwasher.
Oh God, was it the one on the south side?
Yeah,
That's so funny. My granddad used to take us there all the time when he would come through. He's so British, man. He's like
but
hilarious. He
same with
just
mine.
loves
Yeah.
fish and chips.
Oh, dude, fish and chips is the best.
Bro, if he can find a place that serves fish and chips like wrapped in a newspaper, he loses his fucking
Oh
mind.
yeah, man,
He's like,
totally.
oh, it's got ink on it.
Yeah,
Mm.
yes.
It's
I
so
can
funny.
eat and
Like
review the
so
day.
much vinegar. Like, bro,
Yes.
why does your food smell like an old person? That's crazy.
That's crazy. Oh, dude. Oh man, now I'm hungry for fish and chips, man.
Oh, bro, yeah, I might order some after this. Skip the
Yeah, I was
dishes.
like,
Let's
I'm like
go.
looking at the time. I'm like, I wonder what's still open. Damn.
Yeah, Central Social Hall, baby. They're serving food all night.
Bro, I woke up this morning and I was just like, no. And like struggled through the day and took a nap right after work. A nap that lasted 4 hours, which I think is still a nap. That's
Yeah.
bordering on a sleep. And then woke up for this. Like
Yeah, bro. I came home and
it's
passed
been a
out on
day.
the living room floor like last night. I just fell asleep on my living room floor. I woke up and Brad was like, "How's your nap?"
Oh man,
Thumbs up.
it's been a long time since I only made it home, but not to my bed.
Bro, I don't like
They used to happen from time to time with me.
I haven't pummeled whiskey like in months. It's been months. I used to pummel
Yeah.
whiskey all the time. So like when I pummeled whiskey, I was like, okay, it's just you're pummeling whiskey. But
Just
now,
fucking pummeling whiskey.
yeah, but now it's like, holy fuck, I forgot how to pummel whiskey.
Man, that was like the first time because I've been drinking like a lot of like gin and soda and stuff like that as my kind of go-to during quarantine. And I'm like the first time I went out and had a bunch of beers, the next morning I was like, holy fuck. Because I just like
Yeah,
wasn't used to getting drunk that way. But I'm
yeah.
back. Yeah.
But I'm back. I'm back,
Yeah.
baby.
Back in the
Yeah, I
game.
probably shouldn't have drank Jamesons and dark beers. Like that is not
Well,
how you want to go
yeah.
full Irish on your first day back. Like
Yeah,
and
that's
walk
right.
away to do it.
That's right. That's not how you no. That's not how you do on no food.
Yeah, I didn't eat. That was so funny too. She's like, yeah, would you want food? I was like, yeah, probably. And then just never even
Yeah.
opened the menu for a second.
Like I'll just have another beer, please.
Yeah, liquid diet today.
Yeah. Oh man.
Pretty good. Yeah, I had to leave my truck, so I got a little in-park ticket. So fuck
Did
you guys,
you?
I'm not paying it.
Oh man.
Whatever, they didn't tow it, so whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. You should be able to be like, hey, here's what happened. I got drunk and I left it there so that I wouldn't drive home. And they should be
Yeah,
like, all right.
yeah. I remember there was like a Boston Pizza or some shit, and it was like a no overnight parking sign, and like one of my friends was like freaking out, and he's like, "Bro, your car's gonna get towed." So I was like, "Dude, they can't force me to drive drunk. Like it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal." So I don't know.
Just
There's
always
the
be
in-park
drunk, then
ticket.
you'll never have to move your vehicle.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I was watching Under Arrest as usual. It's my favorite show.
Ah, yes.
And for those of you who don't know, who are watching, it's or listening to the podcast, it's a Canadian version of Cops. It's the greatest thing in the world. You should all watch it. It's on Netflix. And this particular episode, some dude was like absolutely wasted, and the cop was like, his car was parked like at a gas station, and the cop was like, "Sir, I'm not letting you get back into your car and drive this home. Like it's parked here now. Like I didn't see you driving it, so just get. I'm calling you a cab and go home." And the dude was like, "No, the guy said I can't park it here. I gotta move it." And
Oh
the
my
cop was
god.
like, "I'm telling you that you cannot drive that car. Like, so if you want to listen to the gas station attendant instead of the police officer, that's cool,
Oh
but you probably
man,
shouldn't."
that's crazy.
And it's so funny. The dude was like, "No, man, that guy said I can't park here. Like, I can move. I'm gonna
I
get
love the
towed." And
like,
like,
yeah, when you're hammered and someone's trying to reason with you, and you're just like, man, I just arguing with them, making no
yeah,
sense at all. I've been there.
yeah,
I've been there.
yeah.
Not to
It's so
that
funny.
degree, but
Everyone on under arrest is wasted. It's the best. There was one like this lady was screaming in a parking lot. She's like, "Oh yeah, Mr. Six Pack. Now the cops are here." And they like go over and look, and it was like a Valentine. The cop like looks at the camera. He's like, "Yeah, well, it's Valentine's Day today, and judging by some flowers and chocolates we found in the back of the car, it started out as a pretty good night, but
oh my
things took a
god,
turn." It's just like these two
dude.
wasted ass honkies just screaming in the street, just fucking mullets abound, like she's wearing a fucking Def
Man.
Leopard t-shirt.
Yeah, yeah. I would be fuck. It would be the worst if like you're in some situation where the cops get called and they show up with a camera crew. I'd be like, oh no.
Oh, dude, the best, but it's so funny. People on the show love it because they're so wasted. So they always look at the camera like, "Don't blur my face. Don't blur my face. This is police abuse. Don't blur my face."
Oh my
You're like,
god.
"All right."
Okay, dude. That's so
I
funny.
also love just watching, like, if you watch the background of the camera, like whenever a dude's getting arrested, and like if he was being like a dick or whatever, you can always just see one cop just like give him one to the ribs, or just like
Oh yeah.
smoke his head off like a door frame or something on the way out.
Yeah. And you're like, well, this is when you don't want
Like,
the camera crew around.
oopsie.
Yeah. Stop resisting, bro.
Yeah, but it's so funny, yeah, because it's always like the dude's being a fucking dickhead and whatever, and they like can't get him, and then so he's wrestling, so they're like, "Oh, oops!" Like,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
they just smoke his face into something like, "Ah, he was fighting with him. I had to." He
Yeah.
got out of control.
That's why cops are scary, man. They can just
It's
be
so
like,
funny though.
and just
Yeah, but also, yeah, I hate like, I know that this isn't true, where it's just like, if you just comply, but like it is funny when you watch it, like most of the people who are just like, "Holy fuck, sorry," like get arrested, they just like walk them to the car. But any dude that's like fighting back is just getting fucking hosed the whole time,
oh
just
yeah. Well,
bounced off his shit and like
yeah,
tasered. And
it just gives the guy an opportunity to be like, okay, sick, I get to fight back. And then
yeah,
like you're done, man.
yeah, it's like, you're in handcuffs. Like, what are you doing? He's not gonna go easy on you.
You're in handcuffs, bro.
Like, that's
Oh,
the best. I love dudes that are like on their knees with their hands behind their back, like talking shit. It's like, bro, you're in the most vulnerable position. Like your cock and your face are so exposed right now. Do you know how easy it is for them to turn this fucking camera off, buddy?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, like you're in the worst position. Like you should be begging to get up right now.
yeah,
Stop
like
talking shit.
it's
You
so
ain't
funny.
gonna
You're in a
do shit.
goalie. Oh, it's the best.
Man, I was watching boxing on the weekend. Canelo Alvarez fought, and he fought this guy that was like way like not as good as him, and he's like
Yeah,
smoked.
should not have.
And
I've
yeah,
heard that's a
just
problem
like
with Alvarez, is now it's just him beating guys up, and you're like, well, that's mean.
yeah, in boxing, like each belt has like a mandatory challenger or whatever, and he's trying to get all the
Yeah.
belts. So he like, yeah, anyways. But what was funny about it is like the other guy walks out to the ring, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna play the national anthem of Turkey, like where that guy's from. Then they're gonna play the national anthem of Mexico. And then they're gonna play the national anthem of America, where the fight's taking place. And then a rapper came out, a Mexican rapper came out and performed two songs, and then walked Canelo to the ring. The other guy was in the ring for like 7 minutes, just like waiting for the fight to start before Canelo even walked out. I thought that was so funny.
My God.
And then like he gets absolutely brutalized and like I think it was like within 2 rounds. It's just like, oh man, good gamesmanship of just like, yo, I'm not gonna have walkout music. I'm gonna have a walkout concert.
Yeah, I love when that shit backfires though. Like when some guy comes
Yeah.
out with like a whole concert and the other dude just like walked out with his wife and like sat in the corner like some old guy in a bucket.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
and he just beats the living fuck out of him. You're like, nice.
Well, Deontay Wilder, when he lost to Tyson Fury recently, he came out and he comes out in these dramatic costumes, and he came out in this like big ass mask and huge like chest plate, shoulder pad looking thing. The costume weighed 40 some pounds. And he said that was one of his excuses about why he lost. He's like, my legs were tired from like this costume, walking this costume out to the ring. And it's like, dude, why are you wearing a costume?
Funny.
Why are you wearing like a heavy costume?
Also, like, what a walk of shame. Can you imagine having to like carry that like big 40-pound helmet out with you after you're like just got your ass beat?
You have to
all the
carry
lights are on now and your like eyes bleeding and you've just got this big
dragging it behind
like,
you, like
you're holding it by like the garment and you're like plunking on the ground.
You and your trainer each have a side of it. Walking it back together.
Walking like, just fucking leave it, man. I don't even want it anymore.
Yeah. Well, like sometimes I like when it, I don't know. I guess it depends if you like the fighter or not. But like Tyson Fury came out in like a full like king's regalia, and like I think they like carried him out to the ring and stuff. It's so good.
Oh God.
That's
love so
it,
funny.
man.
I like dudes like Khabib who are just like, I want to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, sick.
That's
just
it.
beat some
Yeah.
dude up. Let's see it. Yeah. I was like GSP for that too. GSP was like such a fucking humble little frog, little fucking Frenchy bendy.
Yeah, he was the craziest, man. Like the craziest athlete. Even today, he's still like a crazy, crazy, crazy athlete. All the like
I heard
jumping around and like all the crazy like gymnastics stuff that he incorporates into his training. You watch it and you're like, no one else is doing
it's insane.
Yeah.
Well, and he was also like the best game planner as far like when it was weird. I guess I didn't really get into MMA when it was young, like when it was like there was no weight weird. Classes and shit.
Yeah.
It was bananas.
Guys with one boxing glove and stuff.
Yeah. Like really weird shit.
Okay.
But I did watch the very first season of The Ultimate Fighter. And it was like Chuck Liddell and Randy the Natural Couture.
Ah, yes.
And so like that's kind of when I started watching UFC. And GSP was the first guy that was really like looking at it as like a game. Like he was doing it as like a sport. Like he was game planning for his opponents. And like I'm sure everyone was, but like his was just another level where he'd be like, okay, I'm literally like working on my jab because I know that like this guy's weakness is blocking jabs.
Yeah. And also just the way he trained was so different than everyone else that like he just was a different kind of athlete. Like
yeah. He's just an animal. He's
and
so
like,
bendy, man. The way his body like moves, even the way his body's shaped, like his fucking chest to his waist looks like an alien's head. It's like it's like weird.
That's
you
fun. I've never heard it described that way.
And like his abs are all wonky. You're like, what is that about?
What happened in there?
Like you're shredded, but they're mixed up.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh my God. Yeah, it would have been cool to see Khabib and GSP fight, but also it was like they're like two different kind of eras.
Yeah.
Like so
are they like 20 years
each
apart?
guy at their prime would be sick, but like seeing each guy not, and GSP was just like, why would I fight? I don't want to do it. I don't want to. And Khabib was like, when I fight, like when I'm in training, like I wake up, I train, I sleep, I wake up, I train, I sleep. He's like, I just want to like sleep in and hang out now. It's like, I think
like I'm good for a while.
Yeah, I guess you can fucking retire at 29, you rich asshole.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what happens to like those guys. They all must just like, because I know a lot of sports dudes end up like football guys end up being like sportscasters or working with like the
Mhm.
athletic department or going back being like a high school football coach or whatever. But it's like as a retired UFC guy, like what the hell do you do now? You just go to a
Coaching,
gym
man.
and train?
Well,
Yeah,
no,
it's just coach.
coach, I guess. Yeah, and like, that's probably it, man.
Yeah, but like it
Just
can't
like,
be that big of an industry. Like, you know what I mean? Like high school
yeah,
coaches in the US can make like 70 grand or whatever if you go
yeah,
to a
yeah.
good high school. But it's like I can't imagine some like MMA dude is making bank like
Good point. Yeah. Yeah.
but
Even if you were like holding classes and seminar and like off your, just trying to build off your own name, you still wouldn't like,
yeah, like if you were one of those guys that just never really got a title, but you were always like whatever, like a top 20, like you had a couple of UFC like primetime
mm.
fights, and you're like, I just have scrambled eggs, joints are all popping for no reason.
Yeah, man. Fuck. I want walkout music, man. I want
Walkout music.
like when I show up to places, it'd be like, oh, Jim's coming. Pop the track on and just like lower the lights, and then I walk in. I think everyone
Yeah,
should get a week.
I wish comedy was cool enough to like get to do intro music.
I know that's always been something I've tried to incorporate into shows, and like it's just like an extra step that like you
And
need
it's
another
never that
person.
like it's always just kind of like a transition thing. It's never like that cool. I always wanted to do like this big intro, this the Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick Lamar.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Uh, you know, at the beginning where he like the hook of the whole thing is like if Parus and Crips
yeah,
all got along, and but like at the very beginning it just does that with like no music and like nothing. I was like, that'd be sick to just like it goes dark and then like that plays and then it's like when it goes like yak yak yak, the fucking lights just like flash and then you come on stage.
yeah, man. Yeah, I want
Like
some
that'd be dope.
pyrotechnics as well on
Kid, no man, shit.
yeah, dude. That'd be the hype, the most hype. Well, I was talking to Nick, our buddy Nick Degree. I was like, man, we need to, like, if we can figure out how to incorporate a DJ and comedy in like a cool way, it'll be over for everybody.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Once we find a way to not make it like corny and sucky,
Yeah,
like once we figure it out, like
once
for
we figure
real.
that out, which we haven't yet, we should form a planning action working group to think about it. Oh, there goes his. It's the usual time of the episode where Alex's mic goes off. No, can you hear us now?
Oh, yeah, I can hear
Oh,
you
there
now.
you go. Perfect. Yeah, no, I was just saying we should form a planning action working group to discuss our options. Um, planning action working group or POG.
PAWG,
Yeah,
Planning Action
uh,
Working
a
Group.
group, a government thing in Ontario had to change its name because the internet roasted it.
That's so funny, bro. A guy ran for student president under the slogan FBGM when I was in grade 12. I forget what it was, like what he made it say, but
Yeah,
yeah, it
yeah.
was like FBGM on like all of his posters. It was so
Oh,
funny.
that's hilarious, man. Yeah, you can get away with some fun stuff like that.
Yeah. Cause yeah, it was like right when like we were young enough to know like the slang that like the teachers had not heard of yet. Like it was
Yeah, yeah,
right
yeah.
when the Young Money, Lil Wayne and like Young Money were popping off, like Nicki Minaj and Drake and
Yeah.
all that shit. Yeah, it was like fuck bitches get money was just like just starting. Tyga was just saying it. And this dude, it was like, yeah, it was like October or whatever. It was like right at the beginning of the school year. So like we all picked up the slang over summer. And he was just
That's
like, yeah, this is
awesome.
funny.
That's amazing. Was it like he did that on purpose? The
Oh
teacher
yeah, yeah, yeah.
get
Like
it? Yeah, nice.
yeah, there's another when we were in grade 7. Yeah. So like our grade 7 yearbook, there was a kid in grade 12 and his grad quote was like if you took the first letter of like every word of his grad quote, like if you acronymed it, it said, "I want to fuck Miss Petrovic," who's one of the teachers.
Oh my God.
It's so funny.
Yeah, that's insane, man.
Yeah, that was a pretty fucking hilarious like find. I
Yeah.
forget how it was like when I was in grade 7, my buddy who was in grade 8 like was a year older than us, like one of my buddies from the neighborhood, and it was like his friend's older brother was like in class with that guy or something, and he
Oh,
like told us.
that's so creative.
Yeah. Miss Petrovic was pretty fucking hot though, so like word.
So shout out to that dude.
Yeah, whatever. Louis Saint Laurent grad, what year was that? That would have been 2004, 2005.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, some good
Simpler
kid at
times.
Louis.
Simpler
Yeah,
times.
man. Dude, I had a teacher that went, so the high school that I ended up graduating from was a junior high slash high school. So he went there from grade 7 to grade 12, went to the U of A, got his like teaching degree, did his student teaching at Louis, got a job at Louis, and stayed there until I graduated grade 12, which was like,
Whoa.
he was like 50.
Just stayed in the one place.
Yeah, just literally since he was like 13 years old, went to the same building every day
Oh
except for 3
man,
years
that's
in college.
crazy.
Like,
That's too much. It's too much. Too much of one
it's
place.
insane. But he got away with everything. Like he owned the place. Like no one could do anything. It was like, yeah, it's what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
He's a staple.
What are you gonna do? I've been coming here for 50 years.
I've been, yeah,
know
what are you
me.
gonna kick me out?
What, are you gonna kick me out?
Look at how many times my picture's on the wall, motherfucker.
Yeah, dog. I
Just
still hold
down the hallway, every single one.
I still hold the grade 7 100-meter dash record for the school.
That'd be so funny. He just has some record, some dodgeball record that he's holding on to.
Yeah, yeah. Unbeaten.
He's
Unbeaten.
like, oh, he retires once a kid breaks his record. He's like,
Yeah, he's like,
finally, he transfers schools. He's like, I can leave.
he transfers.
Someone's here to take care of it.
Someone's here to carry the torch.
That kid grows up to be a PE teacher. That was the other thing. He was a PE teacher, which is even better.
Oh yeah, that's even better.
He was a social studies, and he was like the head of the phys ed department, and then he taught like junior high social studies.
Oh man. Which, as we both know, leaves out a lot. So easy.
Yeah. He was actually like, he was my grade 9 social teacher, and like that was one of my favorite, and I still think like one of the most educational classes I've ever had in my life, because like I don't know, I really think that we had two teachers that like didn't give a fuck, and they were the best teachers I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Because one of them was like one of the early investors in all weather windows, so he was rich as fuck from that,
Nice.
so he didn't have to teach. And then this dude just like, I don't know, I guess he just didn't care, because he's like, no one is ever gonna fire me. Like I can't get kicked out of this school. So he just told us like real shit. I remember him like telling us about like the stock market and how it's like broken, and how like the Black Tuesday or Black Thursday or whatever the fuck it was in 1939 was like man-made.
Oh, so this is where the conspiracy theory starts.
Yeah,
That's where
except like
that's
it
where you
wasn't a
started.
conspiracy
That's where
theory, it
you
was all just,
started
like,
to get
real.
into the. That's where you started to get into the outside stuff. I see.
Yeah, well, and it was when we learned, because it was like part of the curriculum. We were supposed to learn about like LLCs and corporations and shit like that. And so he just told us about like shell corporations, and like how people will like pay themselves out like dividends instead of or like bonuses instead of salaries and shit.
Yeah.
Like the guys from Google just pay themselves like $1 a year and then like bonus shit out and like trade stocks like at fucked up values. Like
Yeah.
he also told us about the Russian Revolution and Rasputin, which was cool. Like that was a fucking sweet unit. He was talking about like, yeah, just Rasputin and how he's banging
That was
the
a
fucking
fucking
czar's
sweet
wife.
I just picturing you at the end of class, like, okay, and that's the end of chapter 3. Fuck, that was a sweet unit, man.
It was a sweet
That was a
unit.
pretty sick unit.
Bro, I don't know, it was weird. I like hated school, but I liked certain parts of school. Like I really liked my grade 12 math class. I had a lot of fun. Well, I guess
Oh man, math wasn't my
my
strong point.
math 30. I loved it. I don't know why, but the like permutations and combinations and
Oh,
trigonometry.
that's where I started to fall off.
Oh, I loved it. I
And
just it
whereas,
made sense to me, and like it made me, I don't know, it was cool to like you could analyze like the whole world through numbers. That just like was really interesting to me. Like you could literally do anything from like animal mating patterns to like fucking how many children were likely to be born in the year 2050. Like you could use
yeah,
numbers to figure it all
yep. And I wish I could.
out. I wish I could.
I wish I could, but here we are.
Yeah, fucking
Speaking of playing, I mean, it's not really the stock market, but we were talking about this last night. That everyone worries about ads that target like little kids and like, oh, how could they target these kids with these ads? We need to start talking about the ads that target like shitty adults, like these
yeah,
casino ads. It's like party super fun virtual island casino dot fun, and you're like, so
yeah.
30 seconds of just like slots winning and like babes come to the virtual island. It's not a virtual island, it's a website. Like,
Yeah,
come on, man.
I love the like Alberta government like gambling things. Those are the best. Cause
Yeah.
like you'll like be watching whatever and there'll be like a government of Alberta ad that's like addiction is a disease, like help those struggling with addiction. And then 3 minutes later it's like come to the casino and have some fun.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, what? I thought we
Yeah, because Alberta's got its own. Alberta's got its own online gaming site, which is crazy.
Yeah,
And like we
yeah,
were
man.
talking about this yesterday too, the Toronto Star, that group of newspapers and stuff, they're opening up an online casino to help fund their business. It's like
Yeah.
smart, but it's also like, I mean, sort of predatory. Like
Yeah, a little
the
bit,
whole
a little
industry
predatory.
based on like getting people hooked on gambling and taking them for a ride.
Yeah, bro.
It's not an industry based on like, hey, you're gonna win. Like,
Man, the first bar that I ever worked at, like after, so I was working at Red Robin, and then I was like daytime bartending for like a place in town,
mhm,
and it was just kind of like a local neighborhood, whatever. There's like four of them, but they're all owned by this dude,
yeah.
and we had VLTs, and
Oh,
like daytime VLTs are the wildest thing you will ever see because it's like it's just dudes that will like come in and just like you can tell it's like their work break where they're in like construction clothes and they'll just crush like three whiskeys and put like $200 in the VLT and then bounce in like 40 minutes. Like they're just
oh
on their lunch
man.
break to just fucking crush beers and fucking play VLTs. And it's so fucked up because you have to do this training online, this like Alberta, you have to get real facts and your ProServe to work at a bar that has VLTs. So you do these like online courses that basically tell you that like you're responsible to like make sure that like everything like safe consumption and safe gambling and all this stuff, but then it also tells you that you're not allowed to tell someone they're not allowed to gamble. So it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like,
Just like
like
into like, hey, you know what's not that good of a thing?
yeah, like, hey, so I've noticed you been playing the VLT. Want to go have a chat over at the bar for a few minutes?
Yeah,
Like,
on the other
it's
side of the bar.
yeah, like it's so stupid. Like, how about I get you a water and take care of an
Oh
appetizer for you?
man. Yeah,
Like, fuck, whatever. And
yeah,
then like it was, and then the ladies for some reason it was always just they had a bag, like a plastic bag,
yeah.
and they never opened it, and they would always just have one with them, and they would sit at the VLT for like hours and just go outside and smoke darts, and then come back in and like drink like 2 glasses of wine.
Yeah, and when they go outside, they put a sign on their table or on their VLT being like, "Don't fucking touch this one. This one's mine."
They lean the chairs. They always lean the chair up on it.
Yeah,
And yeah, people, bro, people like obsessing over like their machine and shit. They're like, oh, that's my lucky machine. You're like,
yeah,
no, it's not, bro. That doesn't exist. Like,
yeah,
and then dudes that like will like, man, some of these guys would like come in and they'd lose a bunch of money, and then one day they'd win like $500, and they just like buy rounds for people and like start like throw like. Dude, I remember there's this one dude that like I cashed him out for like $1,000 or whatever, and he just gave me 100. He was just like, "Here you go, man. Like, thanks." It's just like a tip, and I
Oh
was
man.
like, bro, you've lost more money than you've made. Like you're losing money. Save this win. Like take the
Yeah.
winnings and stop.
Yeah. Take my 100 that you were going to give me and put it in the bank.
Yeah, I mean, no, don't do that. Like give me another one, but
Well,
take the
yeah.
rest of it.
Listen, I'll take this 1,000. You take the next 1,000.
Yeah, man. Being a day bartender was like one of the weirdest like experience, especially at that place, because it was like a local neighborhood pub. So like it was a
Oh,
funny
yeah.
combination of like I had a lot of friends who would come through because I was still working like at another restaurant and shit. So like we had like a young party crowd that would roll through all the time. But then when I was actually working, it was like the saddest like daytime neighborhood pub, like
Yeah.
and we had some regulars who were like cool and stuff, but like I remember there's one dude who was like super, super rich, and he was like this Polish guy, and he was just going through this like horrible divorce, and he was like losing a bunch of money on some project because the economy was in the shitter. And so he was just like coming in every day and just like crushing a bottle of wine at noon and then a bottle of wine after work every
Whoa.
single fucking day. And he just talked to us about like his shitty project and his shitty wife. And I was just like, man, this sucks. And he was like the nicest guy and like he was cool to us. But it was like, bro, your life is just like falling apart. But like, I'm sure it's so hard for you to like complain because everyone's like, boo hoo, cry into your fucking Lamborghini, buddy.
Yeah. 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 That's, yeah. You don't deserve to be upset. You have everything.
Yeah, but I'm like, bro, this guy's just like a sad, like old Polish alcoholic going through a divorce. Like,
Yeah. It's like,
money ain't shit, bro.
damn. Well, we're at about 40 minutes, Alex. This has been a good episode.
Yeah, man, ending on money ain't shit is a good note for me. I like that.
FBGM.
FBGM. Money ain't shit.
Where
All
can
right.
people find you, Alex?
Go to comedyaf.com. Oh, actually, this is important.
Oh,
I have a virtual comedy show that I'm doing, and I don't want to do virtual comedy shows. I'm not going to get too into it, but basically, I just don't want people to later be able to be like, well, we did a virtual comedy show back in quarantine and it worked very well. So instead of you coming out to us, why don't we just get you in remotely? And
yeah.
like, I can just be like, no, I never did any of them. I don't think they're cool. And like, I will not be doing one for you.
Yeah.
But
But
there is a great cause, and we're raising money for my good friend Ben Prue, his sister-in-law, um, as is going through some pretty rough cancer treatment. So we're doing a fundraiser for her. It's 7 comedians. All the money is just going straight to them. It's $10 tickets. It's a Zoom meeting, so we literally can't sell out. So as many of you that want to do it, it's March 19th, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So adjust accordingly. Ben Prue, who the heck is on this show? Sorry, I'll get more details for you right away. But yeah, Ben Prue, myself, Chris Griffin, Chris Gordon, and a few others are on the show. I'll have more info next week's podcast. But
beauty.
please, please help us raise money. It's for a good cause, and I'm doing a Zoom show. So if I can do it, you can fucking watch.
His one and only Zoom show.
Yeah.
Okay, bye, people.